Let's chat about two more advanced features. So let's make a coffee cup. So what do we need for a coffee cup? Let's do an extrude boss base just to make the cylindrical part. So I'm just sketching a circle of 3 inches, put the center of the circle right on that origin, and we'll just extrude it 4 inches up, okay? Now, we could draw another circle to do an extrude cut to make the cavity of the coffee cup, or we can use a new feature called shell. What shell does, just like this picture, it hollows out a part. So the way we use it is we select the surface where the hollowing will start. We indicate the size of the walls. So let's say 1/4 inch, okay? So we can hit preview and it'll show us what it's going to do, right? So hit green check and it's just going to hollow out that part and leave a bottom. And right here, we've got the dimension that should show up on the drawing, that 1/4 inch, okay? So if you want to make it look more like a coffee cup, you can do a fillet up here. Just select that surface and I'll just leave it at 10 thou, right? And you could do the same thing at the bottom to make it look a little bit nicer. Well, why don't we go ahead and do it? So just select that bottom. I'll leave it at 100 thou. I'm sorry, 100 thou. Okay, so it looks a little more like a coffee cup. Now we need a handle. So the way we're going to do this is with the sweep feature. So we need 2 things for a sweep. We need a sketch with a profile and a sketch that indicates the path of the sweep. So check it out. I'm going to sketch the profile of the coffee cup handle on the side of the coffee cup. And then I'm going to sketch a path going out that indicates where that profile will get filled in. What I need is a reference plane stuck to the side of our coffee cup. So I'm going to do reference geometry, plane. I want to click on the outside of the coffee cup. It's going to correctly guess that I want a plane that's tangent, but that's not quite enough information. We need to select another plane. So I started the sketch on the bottom. We'll use the front plane. Okay, so this is going to make it perpendicular to the front plane. Let's make it parallel to the front plane. And I'm going to go ahead and flip it, right? So it just looks like this. It doesn't matter what orientation it is, as long as it's tangent and fully defined. So you see this green right here, fully defined. Good to go. Click green check. Now, let's sketch what our handle is going to look like. So I'll go to sketch, sketch, make sure I select that plane we just made. So let's make a wacky handle while we're here. So I'm going to choose polygon. I'm going to sketch it in line with this origin, right? I'll add a dimension to the inscribed circle. Let's say it's 1/2 inch, okay? Now I'm going to draw a center line from our origin to the center. I'm going to make that center line vertical, right? So I just select this vertical relation. I'm going to select one of the sides of the polygon and make it horizontal, okay? The last thing we need is the location. So this polygon can move up and down. Let's make it 3/4 inch from the bottom of the coffee cup. So let's exit that sketch. Now we want to draw a path that this is going to follow to make our coffee cup handle. So we need a plane that's perpendicular to this plane, this reference plane we just made. So let's cycle through the planes that we have and see if one will work. So it looks like our right plane will work for this task. You could conceivably, depending on where you do the first sketch, use a different plane, but you just want one that goes through your reference plane and is perpendicular to it, okay? So I'm going to do a sketch on that right plane. Now I'm going to use my views to make sure I'm looking at it head on, normal. I want to sketch from the center of that shape I just made. I'm going to do a center point arc. So the first point I'm going to put right on that edge. The next point I'm going to put right in the middle of that hexagon I just drew. And I'm just going to go up and touch that edge again, okay? So if I pan over, I can see I nailed the middle of that. Now I can select that end of the center point arc, select the center of my hexagon feature, and I'll add a coincident relation. Okay, that way it can't move up and down too much. Now I'm going to add a dimension. I'll make this 3/4 of an inch from the top right here. So this could be a little bit tricky from this view, but I want to make sure I can select this, the top right here, and select this point. Okay, so we're going to make that 3/4 of an inch. Because the center of the center point arc is on that plane, it can't move around, and both ends are defined, the center point arc does not have a radius to it. It's already defined. If I got rid of this center point or this coincident relation, now I can make the arc bigger, right? Bigger or smaller. I don't want to do that though, so I'll choose that center point arc again. I'm going to hit Control, select that plane, and make it coincident, okay? So I'm going to exit my sketch. Now the magic happens. Let's use our Loft feature. So features, right here, swept boss base. Oh, if I said Loft before, I meant sweep. Uh-oh. So the first thing we need to do is select the sketch profile. So it's this blue thing right here. Just select that hexagon you drew. Now you select the path, and it should sweep right across. Now, there's one little detail. I'll go ahead and hit green check. If you notice, there's a little gap right here because this plane is just tangent to here. So, you know, that's not going to look very good for your drawing or making this coffee cup. The way you fix it, I'll go to Sweep, Edit Feature. I'll go to Options and Align with End Faces. So it's very subtle, but you can see it connect to that cylindrical feature. Okay, so that's it for the coffee cup, doing a sweep and a shell. So go ahead and take just a screenshot of this for me. I just want to see that you have the shell and the sweep, and that will be good enough for this video.